Now in this tutorial we are going to understand some properties regarding this HTML list element. We have so far learned about how to create div and block elements and how to align them or float them into its proper position, into their proper positions. Now in this tutorial we are going to learn about how to make some list items and how to customize all those list items. Now here we will be creating some list items, and in doing so the very first thing that we are going to do, we are going to create another block level element and we will be naming it as for say menu holder. This is the selector name that hasn't been created so far. So all we are now going to do, in the first case we are going to create this menu holder selector name. So we are just copying it and we are creating a new selector with the name of menu holder, which has a width of 1000 pixels, a background color of, and we are for the time being providing a padding of 10 pixels. As usual, the box sizing will be border box. Now up to this far, if we just press Ctrl S and get back to our project and reload, now we can see that this is the thing that so far has been created. Let's provide a margin top. Now there is a little bit of problem. Perhaps you could remember that in our previous situation we had provided a padding of 10 pixels inside this mother wrapper. So that is why we need to calculate this width too. Instead of 1000 pixels, we are now providing here a 980 pixels. Get back to your project and reload, and you can see that it is back into its shape. So all we are now going to do, we will be adjusting our block level element width into this menu holder selector name, and that is why we are now adjusting its width to 980 pixels. Now let's get back to index.html, and inside this menu holder we are now creating a UL, that means an unordered list. We have created an unordered list over here. We have made discussion on this particular unordered list or ordered list in our previous tutorial, HTML tutorial. So if you are not sure how to create this unordered list, or you want to know more about it, then you may jump back into our crash course of HTML tutorial and you may see how to create this unordered list or ordered list inside a particular block level element. Now for the time being, all we are going to do, we are going to create a list item inside this unordered list. So we have prepared an unordered list and we have detailed all those things, all those list items inside. Now let's get back to our project and reload, and we can see that this is the result so far. Now we have created a list item. For the time being we will be keeping it into its vertical position, but on the other hand we would like to create some additional customization to these list items that so far has been created here. So we are getting back to our project, and inside this index.html we can see that all these list items, these are the list items, those are lying within a specific unordered list, and this unordered list in turn is within this particular menu holder block level element. Now if we get back to stylesheet.css, this is the menu holder list item that so far has been created. As we have mentioned previously that this particular unordered list is inside this particular menu holder block level element. So all we are now going to do, we are going to customize which one? The unordered list which is within this dot menu holder selector name. We want to customize it. So that is what we are doing here, and this is the exact syntax that we'll be bringing it on. We are practically using a general tag. We are practically customizing a general tag which is in turn inside a user defined selector name. So that is why we are getting inside, and here we are now providing list style property. Now this list style, basically it determines the exact type of these bulleted formats. Those have been presented over here. You can see that these are practically into a bulleted format. So we can provide many more types of it, such as this one, this circle, decimal, disc. So all those things are practically being used to specify the type of the list style. Those I tried to use. So if we put a circle over here, press Ctrl S, get back to your project and reload, and you can see that the bulleted style is now changed into this circle type. Again, if we want to provide a square, get back to your project and you can see that the bulleted list style format is now changed into a square type, and it is now being executed over here. So this is the exact place where we can make all those changes. And on the other hand, we can see that those are now practically outside the border of this particular green box that we have created so far. So all we need to do, if we get back here and if we provide a margin left, so let's see what happens if we provide a margin left condition. Get back to your project, reload, and you can see that it is now inside the perimeter of this particular green box.